Hello, everyone. First of all, I'm Alejandro Jorquera. I'm industrial engineer on the develop department at CYPE. And today I will show you the new 3D work environment on CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. Today, I don't want to focus on a project or a single kind of project, but I will try to explain how we have changed the 2D environment for a 3D environment, and all the tools that are going to have disappeared from the server, and the new tools that we have developed for making easier to work in a 3D environment. Okay, so if at any moment you have questions, just write it on the chat and I will try to answer during this presentation or at the end of it. Okay. This presentation is going to be recorded and I will copy a link on the chat right now for you. Okay, tomorrow you will have the fully complete video uploaded on this. I will, sorry, I'm not sure my screen. Okay, now you can see it. This is the video gallery where every day we try to upload the most recent webinars, and here you can use the language filter to look for just English one. And tomorrow in the morning we will have the presentation of today here. Okay, I have copied a link on the chat for you, and I will repeat this later. As I said before, just whatever question you have, just write it on the chat, and if you don't understand the explanation because of my English or whatever, just feel free to ask again, and I will try to explain it different or with some different examples. Okay, so let's go. First of all, for every presentation, I like to go to BIMserver.center. Okay, that is the platform where we manage all the projects and all the info we are gonna have to work with. It's so easy to register. You just only need an email and a password for it, and you will have your account where you can manage your projects, your contributions to other projects, and see the projects that the college has shared with you. Okay, here we have the project configuration, and in this tab you will see the store. Okay, that I have already opened it, and here you will be able to download every app you need to work with it. And I will look for the far apps here. Okay, I will just look for it. And here you can see the different tools, the different apps that we have uploaded to the store. And today we're going to see CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems that you can download. Okay, the latest version. This is the version where we have managed to develop the 3D environment. Okay, the 2023G, and the oldest versions are the 2D environment. Okay, so you can go to previous versions if you want to work with this old interface, but today we are going to work with the new one. And the application website, it has a lot of info for you. Okay, I believe the most interesting is the learning resources, where we have some videos, some materials, some tutorials that can help you to start to work with sorry, with the app if you didn't use it before, okay, with by the tutorials, webinars, and the users manuals. Okay, this is all the info about CYPEFIRE, not only hydraulic system, also FDS and CYPEFIRE. Okay. So before we go to the app, I will just make a quick explanation about the workflow. Okay, this is the workflow we are working with. You can go to work with CYPEFIRE hydraulic system directly. You don't have to go through these apps, CYPEFIRE, Personal Systems, FDS. Okay, but it's important to know that these applications are communicated and all the info related with it are gonna be shared. Okay, and an interesting thing is that you can work with whatever architectural software you want to. Okay, we have Site Architecture and IFC Builder that are free tools, and you can develop your architectural model with it. But we have also an interesting plugin, okay, that is on the store. You can look for it here. Okay, this is the plugin for Revit. You can install it if you work with Revit and upload your architectural models directly to BIMserver.center and then go and work with CYPEFIRE Hydraulic System. There is no problem. If you work with ArchiCAD, Allplan, or another kind of software that is not directly communicated with BIMserver.center, you will have to download IFC Uploader. Okay, that is. I didn't see it right now. I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna search. Is this one? It's also free, and the IFC that you are gonna create with this kind of software, you has to go to this software and upload it to BIMserver.center. Okay, so CYPEFIRE Hydraulic System can work with any other kind of software for architectural model, not only our tools at architecture and IFC Builder. So it's important to know it, okay? There is no limitation for architectural models. And now we can go to CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. I don't know if some of you has worked with the old interface, the old work environment in 2D. If this is the case, we have developed a security copy. Okay, so you can open the old files with any problems. Okay, and the software, the new one, is going to create a backup of this file, so you are not gonna lose it if you want to go to the old version. Okay, I'm going to open okay, it's here. Okay, this is an old example. I work with it is from 2018. Okay, so it's really old, like 6 years ago where I create this one, and I'm gonna decompress it. Okay, at the time I'm gonna open it. Okay, look the version date 2018. I'm gonna open, and in the folder I have this project. Okay, you will see the save copy here, and it gonna create it a security copy. Okay, that you can decompress it and open with the old interface. Okay, the old work environment. Okay, this is the one I used to decompress it. Okay, but look the date that is created. Okay, so it's really important, and this is how it looks to open a old file of CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. Okay, in this case, if you work just changing the floor plans, is really similar to the old one, but we have the possibility to rotate the 3D model, okay, in every floor plan and also in the 3D view. Okay, so this is something that you cannot do it before, and is a powerful tool to work and to design the sprinkler model. Okay, so first of all, you know it, the old version. There is a lot of changes here. The main interface is the work area where you, as you can see, I can rotate and work with the different floor plans. We have also the different levels. Okay, this is a new thing that we have introduced not only in CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems, also in all the 3D work environment apps inside. Where in this case, this is an old model that didn't have this info. I will load a new one. But here in the levels, you will have the different buildings you can manage in the software with different levels of every building. Okay, so all the elements that you will introduce, sprinklers, pipes, fire hose reels, different valve checks, it's gonna be introduced in every building and every level. So at the time we are gonna share the project, we are gonna create an IFC. All this info allow us to manage, like I want to know how many pipes are in the building 1 and in level 2 and 3. Okay, and it's a really interesting tool to manage all this info. Okay, also you don't have to mind, you don't have to think about how to make this assignment of every element at every level, because if you go here, the software automatically is going to assign every element at every level. Okay, at the time you have you have introduced it. And below of these levels we have own elements and elements ready. Okay, own elements, as it says, is the elements that you can work inside the software. Okay, sprinklers, pipes, fire hose reels, booster threads, hangers, pressure regulators. Okay, spaces, and you can manage if you want to see it. Okay, I can just make it visible or not, and I can lock it, snap it, or no. So at this time I not will be able to select it. Okay, and now I can just make it. And the element read, that in this case is an old file, but in the new one here you will see the architectural model and the different categories like walls, floors, spaces. Okay, now I will just create a new one and you will see these different models and categories. And a really interesting thing, if you work with the old version and you want to open it now, is that if you want to work like before, you has only to change the different levels and it's okay. But you can rotate, and if you want to go back to this 2D view, to this floor plan view, you have two options here. You can go to this projection tool and change the projection you want to work with. Okay, you have different projections to work, and this is the one, no, that is the floor plan view. And here, for example, we are not able to see the pipes. Okay, we are only seeing these sprinklers here. And if we want to change this representation, this view, we will have to go here in this floor 2, and change the distance up to the top and the bottom plane. Okay, so this is the elevation level. We are at mostly 8 meters above the floor, and I'm gonna change for 2.85 meters. Okay, I believe we need more because now you see the pipes, but not the horizontal, just the vertical connection. So mostly 3 meters. Okay, and now here we are able to see this, all this fully installation on this level. Okay, if I change the view, I will have to do it for every floor plan to see the complete installation inside every level. Okay, this is because we are reading the old model, and in the old model, in every floor plan, we have an installation height. Okay, this is the height inside every floor plan where all the pipes and all the stuff we are going to introduce, all the fire hose reel, tanks and booster sets is it was introduced, but now with the 3D work environment we didn't need this anymore. So now about that, I'm going to create a new file to see from zero. In the old version, the 2D work environment, we have a limitation to if you want to work without a BIM model, but now you can start to work without a BIM model. Okay, we are already on the software. I'm gonna change the background color here, so it's a nice view here, and I'm gonna see this draw here. Okay, we can start to work without a BIM model, and before in the 2D work interface, we were not able to know where the risers were if you start to create different levels here and then load a BIM model. But now we have already a 3D model, so we don't have any problem with it. So you can create different floor plans here, like isolate level 0, the distance to the top 3 meters, and I can start to work in the floor levels or in the 3D view directly. Okay, so for example, I'm going to introduce pipes. Okay, if you work with the old interface, the pipes, we have three kind of pipes: the horizontal ones, the vertical pipes, and the risers. Okay, but now we only have pipes. Okay, because it's the same for us. In the 2D work interface, we have to manage the different kind of pipe because it's not the same a pipe that it's going through the different levels that the ones that are at the same level. But now it's really easy to work with. We just go into pipe tool, select the size and the pipe catalog we want to work with, and I'm just left clicking the different points of this pipe. Okay, if really easy to work with. This is the horizontal one, but if we want to, I like to press the side button of my keyboard, so it let me introduce the different pipes in orthogonal axis. Okay, so as you can see now, I can go on the zeta one. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but as the time I'm moving the mouse, it's changing the color, and it represent the different axes of my model. Okay, as you can see now is red as this axis here, blue and green. Okay, so I introduce the different and I'm gonna make it here. Okay, as you saw, I introduced up to 30 meters more or less, but it disappeared here because I'm on the floor view that is only up to 3 meters. If I change for the 3D view, you can see up 6 meters above the pond, but the 2D view is just up to here, more or less. Okay, so this is the way that you can introduce now the different kind of pipe that before you have to manage these 3 kinds of different pipe, but now you will only have to use this pipe here and introduce drawing the way you want to. Okay, there is 2 ways of do that. As you can see here at the top of the work area, I was on the 3D mode. Okay, so at the point I'm clicking is the point where I'm introducing the pipe, but I can do it in the 2D mode. Okay, so if I select this mode, I can select the level I want to introduce this pipe. So I can click here, but as you can see, it's selecting the level 0, okay? Because I selected 2D mode and I select this level to introduce. So if I do that, the point I'm introducing is 0, and look, it seems that it was a vertical pipe, but sorry, I select the 2D mode, so I'm introducing everything on the level I selected. Okay, I'm gonna just delete it and introduce a new one, but introducing a displacement of 1 meter. So now if I do that, and I go back to 3D, I introduce it on level 0, but with a displacement of 1 meters above this level. Okay, so this is how it works for introducing every element. Okay, not only pipes, also sprinklers, fire hose reel, pressure regulators. Okay, and it's set it for later. So now if I want to introduce a new pipe, remember that it's recorded that you are working with a 2D mode and with a displacement of 1 meter. So if I want to go back to the 3D, I have to change it, okay? Because maybe you are going to forget this tool at the beginning. You will start to work with the new work environment, and probably you are going to introduce some elements inside your model and it would not fit where you think about it's gonna be. Okay, so remember to change between these two modes that it's gonna help you to make your own design. Okay. Now I want to just update the BIM model. Okay, so you can start to work in this way. Okay, and at the time you think it's fine, you can go and select the project you want to work with. I believe this is the best BIM model I have. It's not a really big one. Okay, and I'm gonna select this. Maybe you are gonna say are gonna see some Spanish words. It's because the BIM models I work with are in Spanish, or I just forgot to change it for English. So sorry about that. At the time is uploading the model. The software, if you don't know it, has the NFPA 13 code. It has also the European standard, the 12854 now we are gonna see we have we can go for the general options here, and we can load the standard we want to work with it with the different risk, the different hazards inside your architectural model. Up to this moment, we don't have in-rack sprinklers because of for the 2D work environment, it was really complicated to introduce this kind of sprinklers. But with the new environment, we hope that in the future we can develop these checks to help our customers to that work with these kinds of designs in industrial building. That is where this kind of installation is needed, can use CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems to make this kind of designs. I don't know. I believe that I didn't have download this. Okay, here, perfect. So I'm going to the 3D view. This is a market. Okay, it's not a really big one, big model, and it's really cool. And I can go to element read here, and you will see the architectural model I load inside the project and the different categories. Okay, like spaces, roofs, doors, beams. Okay, and I'm gonna just unload everything so you see that all the things that I introduced before I upload the model are already here, so I can continue work with my BIM model now. Okay, in this case it's just a kind of pipe, but it's important to know that you can work in this workflow, in this kind of file, and also you can just upload the BIM model since the beginning. Okay, as I said before, if we go to general options here, you have the different kind of codes. Okay, the NFPA 13 and the standard for the European standard. Okay, the 12845, and the Singapore code. If you work from Asia, from Singapore, is already developed inside the software too. And here in the different spice types, you will have to introduce the kind of hazard. Okay, this is the European standard, and I can select the light hazard, and the software will check for the different distance, the different check pressures, and the flow, the minimum flow for every sprinkler or every fire hose wheel I introduce. Okay, so and of course, it's important to know also that for the risers, you can go into the pipe menu, and in the type you will have the riser. Okay, this is the software do it automatically, and where the software detect a riser, it's gonna change this menu here, and at the time you go for make the plans, it will introduce the symbology for this riser. Okay, we can see it later, but here is where you have the kind of pipe in this case. Okay, the riser for the symbology in the plans. Another interesting tool is the BIM model list. Okay, where we can see, I'm gonna load an example. So we have a fully complete installation here. I believe the industrial building is a interesting example to see. Okay, it's here. Okay, now you can see it's a really interesting model here. And if we go to the BIM model list, we will see every element that we have introduced on the app. Okay, and you can change from pipes, sprinklers, fire hose wheel, okay, booster sets, different spaces inside my model. We are working to for the next version of CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems to manage a different info here that helps you to understand and know which pipe, because right now it's only the geometric info, so you will know the geometric, okay, the beginning and the end of the pipe with the points, but in the new one we are working to show not also the geometric 3D, also the reference, the catalog. Okay, you have to click to see this info right now, but we are working for every tool for to show the important info to know which pipe or which sprinkler we have on this list. Okay, not only the 3D disposition here, but it's really interesting to have this list, because we can know all the tools and all the elements that we have introduced. Okay, not only pipes, also hangers or the different spices, and go here and change the info if it's needed. Okay, one of the new development that we have managed in the 3D work environment is to different design scenarios to analyze. Okay, in the past we can only have one design scenario, and right now we can create different operation area to work with it and analyze and find the most remote area, that is the one that we want to analyze in the software. So we can, sorry, I'm gonna just so I can introduce multiple design scenarios. And in the past, we have to draw an area of operation usually because we work in 2D, but now we can view the different one. So if I go to the new hypothesis, you can see that there is no red area because I didn't assign any sprinkler for this new scenario. And if I go to assign a new one, I will select the sprinklers, okay, directly. I can select, sorry, the different sprinklers here, and at the time I make right click, all these sprinklers are the ones that are going to be calculated, okay? And I can change the view, okay, and see the both or the multiple scenarios I want to work with it. If I update the results, the server is gonna carry out both analysis and it's gonna show me an error for this sprinkler here. And as you can see at the end, it's gonna tell you with in which scenario are these errors, okay? So the minimum operator pressure and minimum flow is not correctly for the hypothesis 2, okay? And is the same for the seismic brace, okay? You will have to go, and in this case we have not seismic supports here, but if you want to introduce later, I am going to open a different file. You will have to select which pipes are assigned for every seismic brace, the longitudinal, lateral, or four-way. That in the 2D version, you have to introduce an area. Okay, now you have to select literally which elements want to analyze. In this case, for hydraulic analyze or for the seismic brace analyze. Okay. More, okay. Now, if you were accustomed to the old interface, you will see that the protection area for every sprinkler has disappeared from the main interface. It's because we are working daily into every sprinkler here. As you can see, if I select the sprinkler, you will see the projection area related for this sprinkler. And if I go for a double check here, we will see the protection area. Okay, this is the point in local coordinates for the protection area. We are working with, for the new version, you will have 2D view of this area, so it will be easy to introduce new points, but no one is gonna work in this case, because if you wanna change the dimensions for the protection area, you can just go to the this move element here, and I don't want to see this, and I just want to work with sprinklers. So if I go and click here, you will be able to change the dimensions for okay, really easy and really fast, okay, because in the past it was really complicated to change this element okay, and you can make every protection area for every sprinkler to fit perfectly the geometry of the different spaces into your model. Okay, if you need to introduce new points because it's impossible to fit it in a square way, in this case it's really easy geometry. It's a rectangular geometry, but if you have a complete geometry, you can introduce in the new version really easy a new point and just click it and put it on the perfectly spot for every protection area. Okay. We have also eliminate tools that it would fit perfectly for a 2D environment. But right now, if we want to copy into different floor plans, we only have to. I'm gonna be able to select everything and show everything again. If I want to copy all of these elements to a different floor plan, I only have to select every element I want to, and there is here, if I click it, it's gonna tell me right now. I press the shift button on my keyboard, I select the direction on which I want to copy, and when I click, the software is gonna tell me which distance I want to move all these elements here. So I can, for example, say 20 meters, so I will be able to see it easily on the 3D. Whoops, I believe we have an error here. It's because maybe I select a wrong element. Don't worry, I just saved it before. We will see what happened there. And it will be easy to copy up to a different floor plan. Okay. We will see what happened there now in the development department. Don't worry. And to finish, another thing we have changed is the dimension, the design tool here. Okay, up to this moment that we have just one design scenario, this tool just resize all the pipes with this design scenario we created. But right now we can have a lot of design scenario, so we will have to select in this case which case we want to work with to resize all the elements inside. Okay, so now the software is calculating and resizing every element here. So sorry, this is I didn't download from the store. So this is an error that is already solved. It's gonna be, as you can see, the size of the pipes is gonna change. Okay, and but we have to select which design scenario we want to work with. It's really important to know that we don't have to. Sorry, I see some question here. We don't be able to redesign, resizing the pipe if we don't select hypothesis, okay, a design scenario. And to finish this presentation, just to show you that for, okay, I'm gonna load it again. If you download, we have just uploaded a new version some days ago, correcting this kind of problem. that you will see there. Here you have the report and the drawings. Okay, if we go to the report, it's really similar that the ones that we had before. You will see a resume here and a drawing with all the info for the pipes and the sprinklers, okay, that justify the hydraulic analysis that it has to be carried out. And if you create new design scenario, it's gonna have a different index for every design scenario. Okay, so you have separate projects for every hypothesis. And of course, you have the bill of quantities that is the same. Okay, the material schedule and the floor plan you can draw. And I believe that the best way is to generate vector image, and we can include the 3D model, the architectural model, into our drawings. Okay. Yes. And I want to see all the drawings here. It's gonna give you the info of for the hangers that we have introduced, the sprinklers, okay, in a vector image. Okay, you can also just make without vectors, so it's gonna show you a picture mostly. Okay, in this case, we don't see anything because of the height of this floor plan, but in this case, you see the different symbols that we can manage for sprinklers, okay, pipes, hangers, etc. And this will be mostly all the new tools and the new elements that we have introduced for CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems in a 3D environment, work environment. I hope that mostly you can you understand everything that we have to change for this new mode. I believe that I don't see a lot of questions, so I hope that everything is gonna be understood. I see that my colleague has shared with you yes, a lot of manuals and links that are really interesting for the software. Whatever question, feel free to ask our support department to help you. And I believe that in the future we are gonna manage to make another webinar with a main project to develop the fully complete installation from the beginning. And you will be, if it's interesting for you, just let us know it, because we will try to make it as soon as possible. Okay, so I believe that there is no more question to solve. Mostly, yes, for me, everything I explained. So thank you very much. I hope to see you here in the future. Just remember, tomorrow in the video gallery, you will have this presentation uploaded. If you want to see this presentation again and to be uploaded with the new webinars we are managing to do. Okay, so thank you very much, and I hope to see you again. Bye bye.